Now, if you're wondering what angle I'm coming into this video from, Baldur's Gate 3 is easily one of my favorite games of all time. But with that said, the game is not perfect, especially in its current state. So if I were to have to rate this game on a scale in any sort of objective manner, I know a lot of this is subjective, there's no world where I could give this game a perfect score, even if it is one of my favorite games.
Okay, but why though?
Good to see you back at the Ramen Spot.
One thing that has always bothered me as a person that loves to listen to others talk about the games they love is that people are so averse to calling a game perfect. The culture around reviewing games has always been that, quote, objective reviews are favored, but has anybody ever thought about why that really doesn't make any sense? Let me explain. Video games are art. They can be created by one person with a singular drive and vision, but most of the time the games we love to play are the work of hundreds or in some cases thousands of people who all specialize in an area, but who all contribute a little bit of technical expertise and a little bit of creativity in order to be able to put out a truly great product. Imagine an army of artists painting the Mona Lisa, all working together to add a few brush strokes and create the best work they can, and then people love it. It may bring joy to some and bring others to tears, but it makes you feel something. And you say, I've never experienced anything like it. I was moved. Great job, guys. It was perfect. Despite what comment sections and reaction videos will tell you, I think we all know that calling something perfect is just an opinion. It's a person showing appreciation for the vision and execution on that work of art, for the way that art enriched their life and made them look at life just a little bit differently. The way we commonly use perfect is opposed to calling the body of work flawless. Flawless to me would be specifying that there are no faults at all anywhere, and that is never the case for any work of art. You could really make the case that flawless is just purely an idea, a concept, because it is simply impossible. Perfection, however, perfection is absolutely attainable. Because as beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder, so too does perfection lie in the eyes of those who perceive it. This means that perfect is a bar that is constantly in motion. It's a measurement that means different things to different people, and it always will. IGN has given a perfect 10 to Breath of the Wild, sure, but it has also given a perfect 10 to Deathloop. I think you'd have a pretty hard time finding a single person that thinks that those two games are anywhere near on the same level. But I respect that reviewer that gave Deathloop a 10. That game really affected you that much? That's the kind of review I want to see. I personally find it difficult to care about cookie-cutter reviews that seem to just say that every entry into a beloved series is an automatic masterpiece. Most of the time, these reviews are written just to say that thing that this series has done so well in the past. Well, get ready because they just did that same thing just as well again. This type of approach doesn't show you how any part of the game affected you, how it opened your eyes to something you hadn't considered before. Yes, I know that every game is not attempting to be that profound. I mean, some games don't have much of a story at all, but you know what I mean. What affects you may not be a story, it may just be a feeling. I've seen so many people talk about how they were affected by the lonely emptiness of the world of Shadow of the Colossus, and how it was an experience that they will always treasure for its unforgettable beauty. These are the things that people talk about when they talk about a perfect game, not the objective facts like if the game runs at 4K resolution and 120 frames per second with no drop frames. All that is nice, but I don't care. The unbelievable amount of video essays expounding on the beauty of the Souls games here on YouTube are a perfect example. Seriously, you can't avoid them. They're everywhere. And they are not essays about how the Souls games are gaming's pinnacles of flawless performance. If those are even out there, I've never seen them. These essays are explorations on how these games make players feel. They explain how you start off unsure and scared and alone, how you fail and get frustrated and get mad, and how you want to give up, but you push through somehow. Then at the end, the feeling you feel when you conquer that boss that's been beating your ass. Look, I'm still not finished with it yet. My 4-player squad's playthrough is still slow but worth every minute. But when I tell you that despite all the bugs and nitpicks that have happened, that Baldur's Gate 3 is perfect, you know I mean it. So many other people are going to tell you the same thing, only the things that happen, the story that their adventure created, will be unique to them. So what makes the game perfect in their eyes will be too. And we already know that the "well, actually" is about to come out, but it doesn't matter. Real people know what you mean when you say perfect. We have all had a moment in a video game be heartbreakingly beautiful, perfectly written and acted and directed and animated so well that we knew it was perfect. And because we're humans that have interacted with other humans before, we know that not every piece of media affects every person in the same way. Link's Awakening affects me because the story of Link's short time with the island people and the windfish spoke to me personally. To me, it is perfect. I wouldn't change a single thing. Fox doesn't feel the same way. The way that I feel about Link's Awakening and the feelings it gives me, that's what she experiences when she plays Skyward Sword. And when she tells me it's perfect, I don't feel the need to correct her. I couldn't care less about any objective comparison between the two games. I hear her talk about her perfect Zelda game, and I am transported to feeling how she felt when she plays it. So please, never be afraid to share what you really feel about the art you consume. Talk about what your perfect game is and what it made you feel. When I click on your video or read your comment about the perfect game experience that you had, I'm hoping to step into your shoes for a few minutes and find out what makes that game perfect to you. So what's your perfect game? Thank you for sharing.